Alright, so we have the PedalPCB Simulcast circuit. This is a PCB clone of the Hudson Broadcast, just a single foot switch one. A little bit of a backstory on this. I guess I was running, let's see if I can grab it real quick. I was running this pedal on my board, the dual foot switch one. Great pedal, but my vice is I've got probably 20-25 other overdrive pedals, and so when I was building, I guess 5 more, I wanted to get rid of the double switch because I wasn't really using it, the double switch, maybe using both of them at the same time, and just as a super lead drive, but other than that I wasn't using it much. So that's when I figured I could just make the single side of it with this one, and this pedal's got a lot going on. It's the typical, it's got one silicon, I think it's a 3906 in there. No, 549C is what's on one side of it, and then it calls for an OC71, just a germanium. I've been using the TG5S, like some transistors that I got off eBay. They work great. That's what's in this one. 2 other of the dual foot switch ones that I built, and they sound fantastic. What I tried in this one is I also found some other old school like NOS germanium transistors. It's like a MN20 or something like that, but that's what's on the inside in here, and so it sounds, I've got it dialed up a little bit hotter than what the OC71 or the TG5S could offer, and I'll show you why here in a second. Bass tone wise, I've got a Korean made Fender Telecaster with Cavalier pickups, pretty low output, so they're not going to blow your face off or anything like that. Going into my rig, which ends with a 2 notes Cab M Plus. And so for my Telecaster, I have dialed up some 6L6 power tubes, a very clean preamp, and then the speaker is an Alnico Gold speaker. So here's my bass tone. Alright, and so with this pedal, I have not, I was playing around with it in the mid and the high. So it does have 3 different gain settings. So you've got the low, which is pretty, almost non-existent. Then you have toggle switch up, which is the mid gain, and then all the way down is the high gain. That one will melt your face off. So we'll have to be careful with the volume knob, the level knob there. But we'll go ahead and excuse me, put it into low, in the low mode, and you'll hear that there's not much difference. It's just a very clean boost. So bass tone, it's actually more than I remember. Excuse me, it's got a lot as far as decibel wise, but the gain is not as much as I was expecting. Barely breaking up, and it's got a lot of low end in there, which I guess is what is needed, or why that low cut knob, it's not a tone knob, it's just cutting the lows out. So you can see that's lifting it quite a bit decibel wise, even with just the level knob at like 9 o'clock. But that's a good, for me, that's a good setting just to have on in the background. Relatively low noise for just a bass tone, like if an always on type pedal. Got some good note definition in that one. Alright, so that is the low setting. I'm going to just click it up to, well, let's do this. Bass tone, here's low. And then we'll go bass tone, and I'm going to switch it up to medium, not changing anything else, leaving the gain and the level the same. And you'll hear what a boost this is going to be, just in the mid. Now we get more of that rock and roll breakup. And for me, as far as a lead drive, I'll either run this in the mid or even the high. Like I've got other stuff that'll do that kind of lead boost tone. The high mode gets almost towards fuzz territory. If you zero out that low cut, let the full low frequencies go through there, it's got enough gain to almost resemble fuzz. But you can see that's quite a bit of volume lift there. To high, we're gonna have to back that down even more. But I like this pedal. Winkler, by the way, he's the guy that discovered germanium. Excuse me. I like how it has that kind of fizz, almost that speaker ripping at the end. So I would use that as a lead boost. I haven't stacked this one yet. I just finished it this morning, so it hasn't been stacked yet. But as I glance at my computer screen, that clipped like crazy on GarageBand. So much more amplitude than the other stuff. So that's mid. You can round that off a bit if you want. That's very nice right there. Playing some single coils and you didn't want to mess with your amp settings, that may get you up towards like humbucker type output. Alright, so we're going to leave it there. So bass tone, pedal engaged at mid, go back down to bass tone, leaving the settings the same. Switch it down to high and brace yourself. Volume's not even at 9 o'clock. Gain about half, and this is where we can get into that fuzz. So we'll let all that low frequency coming through there. See if we can make it sound like a big muff or something. One of those big 4 transistor fuzzes. So that's dimed on the gain. Definitely, like a, what is that? I'm not a metal guy, but like a HM2, I think is what it's called. Just got that feedback protection notice on my computer there. Versatility in this pedal. Let's take that back down to half. Still, I mean, it's quite a bit. It's kind of mimicking what the mid-level does. The signal boost. There it is again. So, I mean, depending on what you need, very, very versatile pedal. You've got low, we'll leave everything setting the same. Not much at all. A little fullness brought in. Go up to mid. And then high. Don't want fuzz, you're definitely going to need to take some of that low out. Alright, there it is, the PedalPCB Simulcast, the Hudson Broadcast, the single foot switch version. But good pedal, should do fine.